is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path.
First reading. A reading from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 26, verses 1 to 6. On that day they will sing this song in the land of Judah. A strong city have we. He sets up walls and ramparts to protect us. Open up the gates to let in a nation that is just, one that keeps faith. A nation of firm purpose you keep in peace for its trust in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord is an eternal rock. He humbles those in high places, and the lofty city he brings down. He tumbles it to the ground, levels it with the dust. It is trampled underfoot by the needy, by the footsteps of the poor. This is the word of the Lord.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to St. Matthew, chapter 7, verse 21, verses 24 to 27. Jesus said to his disciples, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. Everyone who listens to these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house. But it did not collapse. It had been set solidly on rock. And everyone who listens to these words of mine, but does not act on them, will be like a fool who built his house on sand. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house, and it collapsed and was completely ruined." The Gospel of the Lord.
My dear friends, today Jesus gives us a lesson of a solid foundation. In our day-to-day life, in our secular world, my dear friends, when we speak of solid foundations, we speak about concrete structures, granite foundations, building up stories and skyscrapers and all that. But my dear friends, if there is no proper foundation, no solid foundation, all those things will collapse. But Jesus here is speaking about not a physical foundation, but the spiritual foundation, the rock on which we need to build our lives. And that is He Himself. Jesus is our rock foundation. Jesus is our solid foundation for our life. As we have gone through all kinds of shakings in life due to sicknesses, due to attacks, due to economic failure, due to the weak government and so on, my dear friends, we are being shaken from all sides. Our temporal life, our secular life is not secure, as we all know. But my dear friends, we need to have security, we need to have strength, we need to have certainty in our spiritual life, in our faith. We cannot be shaken in our spiritual life. Even though the surroundings are shaking, we need to stand straight on a solid foundation, on a solid rock, and be spiritually strong and give a message to the people. We need to stand for truth and justice. We need to stand for love and compassion in this world and bring Jesus to others. Therefore, Jesus is inviting us, like a wise man, to build our life on a solid foundation. As we begin this new liturgical year, my dear friends, and prepare ourselves during this season of Advent, it is a good time for us to lay that foundation, to prepare ourselves to bring the material needed for that spiritual upliftment. Therefore, let us start a new beginning with this season of Advent to prepare ourselves, to make ourselves wanting to start a new life, a fresh life, my dear friends. The lessons that we have learned because of the uncertainties of the past should be lessons, my dear friends, that teach us to start afresh, start a new beginning. Let us ask our Lord Jesus Christ to give us that strength to start anew.